camera. Yes, here we are. That's the tea. That is the tea right there.
Alright, for real now, for real. Here's the tea. I'm just a new instructor on YouTube and I'm super excited. If you've taken some of my classes, I've loved getting to connect with a bunch of new students and just meet new people. Like honestly, social media is the titties. But a lot of you don't know like my background and why I'm a yoga teacher and where I've been and how I've grown, and I finally feel like at a point in my life where I've done enough healing work within myself and grown, and my life has changed so much that I finally feel like emotionally ready to talk about why I'm no longer a dancer and to share my story with you in hopes that we can connect and maybe you've been through something similar and want to share with you guys that you are not alone. So yeah, this is gonna get personal. I'm gonna try and not cry. But I don't know, I'm ready to like talk with you guys and share more of who I am as a person and why I'm doing what I'm doing, why yoga for dancers is a thing and why it exists in the world. All right. So I grew up doing ballet and jazz and I've just been dancing and loving performing. Leo rising, so like I've always been a performer my whole life. I've always loved the stage. As I got older, really started taking dance seriously. I did Royal Academy of Dance and like Point and classical ballet, as well as going to a performing arts high school, which was such an amazing experience to just be able to dance all day, every day, and it was just what I loved to do. Got to go travel international even to do ballet competitions with Royal Academy of Dance. And then when I graduated high school, I moved to Salt Lake City to start my career as a professional dancer doing this amazing training program at the University of Utah, their School of Modern Dance, which if any of you are looking for like a good dance program, like, oh my gosh, for the short time that I was there, loved it so much. Like the faculty and the studios are amazing. The classes, like I loved it. I was thriving. So move up there, freshman in college. You know, I have a really bright future ahead of me. Like everything has been going great. I've done like amazing summer intensives and have really just gotten to travel, you know, the USA and the world to get to do dance. I'm feeling healthy and strong and ready, and the first 6 months were amazing. I loved it. And so many inspiring people, like my mind was just blown like to what the world of dance could be like. And so the first 6 months were great. And then I get back from winter break, and the first week I wake up one day in bed and just had like this sharp shooting pain in my low back and I could barely bend over. So going from the day before dancing all day, every day, like I had been used to a really crazy training schedule of like being in classes all day, 6 hours, and then like afterwards you have rehearsals, you have shows, like you're choreographing stuff for like projects and homework. So like dancing all day, every day, and I was loving it, into it. Everything was fine, and then boom, woke up one morning like immobile, could barely bend over, let alone dance. And so I thought, okay, like, yep, just sent it really hard yesterday. Like it's just soreness, you know? I'd never been injured before. I was like, felt super good and strong and healthy and never really had any issues. A few days go by and I'm not getting any better, but I'm still trying to do classes. I'm still trying to go and be like, okay, I'm just gonna get through this, you know, because you can't, if you guys know in college, like every day that you sit out or miss class, like that's gonna go against your grades. So you're like, you have to do it. And you know, a few of my teachers were giving me like tips and stuff like, oh, try this stretch, or yeah, you probably just like pulled a muscle or something, like no big deal. Just keep resting it, stretch, blah, 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 all the stuff that you usually hear. But I just wasn't getting better. Like I would still, it was like I was able to get through a class and be kind of restricted in my movement, but then afterwards, like I would be wrecked, y'all. Like I could, oh my God, there's so much pain, just my low back, like going down my butt and my leg, and it was all on my right side, so it was really like weird. And so I'm like, I have to go like see a doctor, something's wrong, I'm not getting better, I'm getting worse actually. So I go to the doctor, get an x-ray, and they're like, no, you're fine, you're good, here, just take a bunch of ibuprofen and sit out for a week tops, you're gonna be fine. You just need to rest, you probably just strained something, like nothing's broken. So I was like, oh my God, what a relief, like, whoo, like no broken bones, great, like that's what every dancer wants to hear, just a week out, like that's good. And even that I was bummed about, because if you guys dance, you know, like 1 week off of dancing, you feel like you've lost all your technique and you're just like, ah, like every day counts. But I wanted to get better, so I sat out for a week, just had to watch everyone else in my classes like dance and have an amazing time. And I'm still not better, even after resting. And let me tell you, just like sitting in classes was painful. Like, oh my God, I would just be sitting there just like, oh, like couldn't get comfortable, just like in so much pain. Like nothing was helping. I was trying to stretch. I was trying to like have my boyfriend give me massages, like icing, you know, all the salves and everything, like, and nothing was working. So I was like starting to get a little freaked out at this point, and I'm talking to my professors. They're like, oh, go see a physical therapist, go see this chiropractor, go see this massage therapist, oh, do these physical therapy exercises. I'm talking like from the end of January until like April. Months go by. I can barely dance. Like I am barely scraping by in my classes, like just trying to write research papers and stuff, anything for extra credit. And all the people that I'm going to, no one can tell me what is wrong. Nobody can tell me like why I'm in so much pain, what happened, what can I do to fix it. Everyone's got a different idea of like, oh, it's your pelvic alignment, oh, it's this muscle, or it's that, or like it's your spinal alignment. Like every time I would go to a professional who would say like, oh yeah, here's what it is, they would give me hope for like a day and maybe it would feel better for a day. Like I did acupuncture, I did so many things, it was crazy, and nothing helped. Oh my God, you guys, it was so frustrating. Like if I walked for too long, I would be in agonizing pain. So like walking around campus was hard. You know, I would be trying to like be in my choreography or like improv class and like trying really hard to like participate, but it was just so hard. And I felt so bad because I had already committed to other dancers like senior projects to be in their pieces, and I just couldn't do it. I just felt like I was letting everybody down, all my professors, because I would just come to class and be like, yeah, I don't know still, I'm sorry, but I can't move, like I can't still dance, I will be wrecked. So I was just sitting out for like a whole semester. If you guys have ever had to deal with an injury, like, oh, I feel for you so much. It's so hard to just like sit there and not, even if you do know what's wrong, it's hard to like be missing out on what you love and not know when you're gonna be better. And so finally, come April, I go back to the doctors and I'm like, look, we need more tests because I have no idea what's wrong with my body and I feel like it's just breaking down on me. So I got an MRI. Sure enough, they're like, oh wow, yeah, we didn't see that before. You have 3 slipped discs in your low back. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but that is not what you want to hear. So our discs are like those squishy kind of like shock absorbers in between each of our vertebrae. My L3, L4, L5, so low back, lumbar spine had all like slipped like out of place. We're all like bulging out and pressing against a bunch of nerves and just causing all of this pain. So it was all nerve pain. So if you have nerve pain, it's not something that you can just like do some stretching for and it'll go away. It is deep in there. And they were like, okay, yeah, a healthy disc looks on an MRI, it looks like white and like big and full, and mine were like black and like tiny and just like squished. And they were like, yeah, you're never gonna dance again. When I was 18, and they just told me that this is it for you. The only thing we can do for you right now is pain management. So their only solution was just to start putting me on drugs and medication. And that was probably the worst day of my life. Oh my gosh, I told myself I wasn't gonna cry. But just like to have your dreams just flatten just like that, and just be told that there's no solution and that you're gonna be in this kind of pain for the rest of your life, like, it was hard. It was really, really hard. So if you've ever dealt with an injury like this, I really am sending so much love to you. And I just want you to know, whew, Lord child, I'm gonna be crying up in here. I want you to know that don't give up on yourself. Do not give up on yourself, because they told me that it was over for me. And now here I am dancing again. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you see me like dancing on a pole and doing all this crazy stuff, like flips and tricks and, you know, with so much strength, and I can move again without pain. Like, I'm fine, I'm healthy, I healed myself. Backtrack to that day, they've told me I'm not gonna dance again. And at that point, it's the end of the semester. I have to have a meeting with the whole faculty of the dance school about whether or not they're going to like keep me in the program, whether or not I can pass, if I get any credit for like all the papers and like work that I have done, because I was still like trying in classes. I would just like wreck myself over and over, being like, no, I can do class, like I don't want to fail, like please just let me do it. So to add on top of that, I had the director of the school say to my face, I don't think you deserve any credit. Like, I don't think you deserve to be in the school. You can try auditioning again next year. I had gotten essentially like kicked out of the program, so I lost my scholarships. And then the school comes at me saying, oh, well now you owe us 30 grand for classes that you're not getting credit for. So not only am I dealing with like the emotional, just like what is my life anymore, now I'm trying to fight off the school from trying to take 30 grand from me. So I had to get like all these doctor's notes and like petition for them to not like please have pity on me. And I got it all figured out. And at that point I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? You know, Western medicine has basically told me like, this is it for you. Have not given me a lot of hope. But I was like, you know what? Screw that, I'm gonna figure this out. But I found this crazy massage like wizard. I don't even know if I can call him a masseuse, because he was like doing some crazy stuff that I'd never experienced before. And after one session with him, for the first time in like 5 months, I could bend over and touch my toes pain-free. And y'all, I cried. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like, I hadn't stretched like all semester. And then I had a few Rolfing sessions over the summer, and then I just rested. I just had to force myself to rest. It was really hard because I would feel better for like a couple days and be like, oh my god, babe, I can dance, or like do some yoga or something. And then like I would push it just a little too much, and then I'd be like back to square one. So it was incredibly frustrating. Like, probably went through a year of this. So I went home to Arizona for a summer, tried to heal a bunch, moved back to Salt Lake City because I was like, well, I'm not trying to live at home with my parents anymore. But yeah, I took like a year there of not going to school, just trying to heal and trying to rest, and just researched like so much yoga therapy, so much physical therapy, like stuff for slip discs and low back health. And over the course of that year, I slowly started to get more movement back that I could do without being in pain. Like, I could feel my body slowly starting to heal itself with just a little bit of healing guidance from yoga and for other Eastern philosophies and medicine work. It was a journey. If any of you guys have been through any kind of healing, whether it's physical or mental, emotional, like, you know it's not just like a straight line of progression. Like, it's ups and downs. You have like up days and then you step back like so far and it's like spiraled and you're just like, oh my god. Sometimes I would be like, wow, this is actually great. Like, this is so meant to be. Now I've like, you know, all this freedom, and maybe dance like wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. And then I would just like the next day be sobbing and just like so depressed that I was just like, there's literally no point in my life anymore. Like, talk about an ego death. Like, all of my identity and self-worth, just who I thought I was, what made me happy, what my purpose was in this life was being a dancer. So to have all of that just like gone, I was having a serious like existential crisis. And thank God for my boyfriend, who's now my fiance. He was like the only person that was really there for me during that time. I don't think I would be here today or just be as healed or happy or like whole of a person as I am today without him being there for me. Anyways, to get a little cheesy on you guys. We were both just ready to get out of Salt Lake City. There wasn't anything for us there. And then moved to Asheville. And at this point I knew that I wanted to do yoga for dancers, even though it was just an idea in my mind at this point, because I had healed myself with yoga. I had healed myself after Western doctors had told me this was it. Like, I was starting to get back into dancing, and it had only taken me like a year to be able to start rebuilding all that strength and flexibility I had lost, and I did it myself through yoga, which like was amazing to me and gave me so much hope. And I was like, I need to be able to share this with people. Like, so many dancers deal with injuries. Like, I'm not the only one, and we need help. There's not a lot of resources for dancers beyond like physical therapy. Like, there's not a whole lot of like emotional therapy, which for me was the hardest part. Like, that was even harder than like the physical pain, was just like the heartbreaking pain of losing dance and losing that identity. And yoga was just so helpful, not only in healing the physical pain and getting me back into my movement, but like helping me work through that trauma and give me grounding and helping me be present with what I was feeling and what I was going through and how I could learn from it and grow from it and move past like the mental blocks that were holding me back and move into being the person that I am now, who I love my life and I am back dancing and teaching and like really feel like I'm doing some good for more than just benefiting my own ego that loves to have that moment in the spotlight on the stage. I feel like I'm helping people. And so got my yoga certification, did a teacher training here at Asheville Yoga Center, and have been filming, creating, and workshopping all these classes from everything that I have learned from my own personal experience and using my own like knowledge of being in the dance world to really understand what dancers need, what we're going through, what kind of movement we're doing, what kind of support we need, like physically, mentally, emotionally, and putting that into this program. Yoga for dancers really is like my heart and soul and like blood, sweat, and tears. Lots of tears. Definitely lots of tears to share with you guys, because I feel like the thing that has helped me heal the most is knowing that what I went through could help someone else avoid having to go through what I went through, because it was one of the most painful times of my life. That is my story, and I wanted to share it with you guys and let you know that I'm also feeling so healthy now. I really haven't had any issues with my back probably for like a year now, where I've been too sore to move. Like, I really feel like in control of my body, in control of my movement, and have had so much fun getting back into performing and trying out new styles of dance and teaching online, but also getting to teach young dancers in dance studios. It has just been so beautiful. If you've been through something like this, I would really love to hear about it and have you share your story as well. Let's lift each other up, let's help each other and give each other that support, and share what has helped you in the past overcome, you know, whether it was an injury or just other hard things from being a dancer, because it's an amazing life, but it is a hard one if you have chosen the path of dancing. I really love you guys and just want to be here for you, and know that you can always reach out to me about anything or send me some memes or something. Always down for that too. Keep in touch, y'all, and keep an eye out for more Yoga for Dancers videos. Thank you for listening if you made it all the way through. That was an emotional roller coaster even for me, so like, holla. Y'all the real ones. Love you guys. See ya. Peace and love always.